Today I wanted to share about the time that I had anxiety and how I overcame anxiety. And this is not, it might not work for everyone, but it worked for me. So that's why I'm sharing it. So I started to get anxiety. At the time, I did not know it was anxiety. I thought that I was sick. I was getting very anxious. Whenever I would eat, I would want to throw up. I would get nauseous. And it would happen every time. And people were telling me, well, maybe it's your gallbladder. So then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go to the doctor. Something's wrong with my gallbladder. But then I started getting chest pains. I couldn't even go to the grocery store. I thought I was dying. I couldn't even go to the grocery store. I would just get to the grocery store with my husband. I'd tell him I need to hold on to the basket because I would feel like I couldn't even walk. And I would start trying to see what I needed. And all of a sudden, I would just feel so exhausted and like I couldn't breathe and my chest hurt. And there were a couple of times when I told my husband, you know what, I can't do this. We need to leave. One time, I even told him, I need to leave now. We left the grocery basket there with groceries in it. I said, take me to the emergency room. I thought I was having a heart attack. So I went to the emergency room and they did an EKG. They checked me out and they come in and they say, I think there's nothing wrong with your heart. I think you have anxiety. And I'm like, anxiety? I've never had anxiety. You know, I never pictured myself as a person who would ever have anxiety. And I was like, really? I have anxiety? Well, that's odd. So she gave me some, I think it was, I don't know, Xanax. And, yeah, I started to calm down and I felt better. And she only gave me like a prescription of like 6 pills. And so she told me, you need to go to a psychiatrist. So I went to a psychiatrist, and I don't know. She tried giving me different medications. She put me like on 2 different ones. One I didn't like, and she gave me another one, and I didn't like that one either. And I just didn't like the fact that I always had to take something. If I knew I was going to go to the store, if I knew people were coming over, I would have to take a pill. And I didn't like being a slave to medication. And I'm like, I'm a Christian. God is my healer. I don't need medication. I don't want to be taking medication, Lord. And I was like, Lord, what is wrong with me? And we would have barbecues, and my kids would all come over with their children. And I would be so excited preparing for the barbecue and everything. And then once they get there, they'd be sitting there. I'd be sitting there, and we'd all be eating. This thing would come over me like a dark cloud, and like my heart would start racing, and I was like, oh no, it's happening again. And I would excuse myself. I would say, I'm sorry guys, I gotta go lay down. So I'd go to my bedroom. I remember one day my son Jeremiah came in. He goes, Mom, really? You feel that sick? Every time we come over, you gotta lay down? You feel that sick, Mom? You should go to the doctor, you know? And I'm like, well, I don't know what's wrong with me, son. I'm sorry, you know? And that happened several times. And one day I told my husband, you know what? There's an old friend of ours. He had a church in Natalia, Texas. And I was like, you know what, let's go visit Frank's church. So we went, and the first day we went, you know, they were very happy to see us, and he took us to his office, and, you know, catching up, you know, how have y'all been, you know, is there anything I can pray for y'all for? And I said, as a matter of fact, yes, I've been going through. They say that I have anxiety, and I get these anxiety attacks, and I get this ugly, overwhelming feeling, and I can't, I'll pray, and it doesn't go away. I'll try to worship, and it doesn't go away. I pray in the Spirit, it doesn't go away, and I don't know what to do. It's taking over me. And he says, sister, what you need is you need to learn who you are in Christ. And I was like, really? Well, I know I am a child of God. I know he loves me. I'm born again. What do you mean? You know, I thought to myself, and I'm like, okay. And, you know, he prayed over me, but so I went home, and I was like, I need to know who I am in Christ. Who I am in Christ. Wow. Lord, do I not know that I'm your child? And I'm like, Lord, help me to understand what he means. And I had a book that I have actually bought it someone had recommended it on, you know, it had different scriptures in there and prayers for different things. And I looked up on the index, and it said, it's a really thin book. It says, who I am in Christ. And I was like, wow, all the scriptures are written out already. So, yeah, I started saying the ones that I liked most, because there was a bunch. The ones that hit me more. So I started saying them out loud. I am a child of God. I am a new creation in Christ Jesus. I am born again. I was created in Christ for good works, that I may walk in them. You know, and I just started saying these over and over. However many times a day I needed it. If I felt that overwhelming sensation and that ugly, oppressing spirit come over me, I would go to my room and I would start saying these scriptures over and over, over and over. Sometimes I had to do it 5 times a day, 6 times a day. It was less and less. I got down to like 3 times a day, to where whenever it hit me, I knew, hey, this is an oppression from the enemy, from the devil. So yeah, that's how I overcame my anxiety. And I just wanted to encourage anyone who's out there who's having anxiety, look up the scriptures. I'll write them in the description where you can find them. But look them up. Who you are in Christ Jesus. And it will help you. I pray that it helps somebody today. And God bless you.